going, guys? It's been a damn long time. How are we all doing? Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's making their money, and in general, hope life is treating you good. So, if you're wondering why you haven't heard from me in a while, well, one, obviously, you know that I left my previous job. I'm not sure if I even told you guys. So I left my previous job where I was working full time for a company that predominantly provide airport transfers for in an electric vehicle, more so a Tesla. And then I left that and I decided to go back to Uber, become a contractor again. And I started off with a Prius. I drove a Prius for a month. And then I got my own Tesla. So I'm renting out this Tesla at the moment. It's a Tesla Model S P85D. And yeah, I've been basically concentrating on my business, trying to build up my clientele, working for various operators. I mean, this is something that you have to do. You can't just rely on Uber. And yes, I was running Uber X for a little while, and then and thankfully, thanks to two drivers, J&J, I won't say their full names because obviously for privacy purposes, I won't say their real names, but J&J from Bracknell, thank you very much for hooking me up. I won't tell you how or why they hooked me up to get onto the Exec platform, but they did when Uber opened up the Exec platform again in London. So I'm an Exec driver now at Uber. So as well as working for all the different operators, I'm also doing Uber Exec, which I have to tell you is not bad at all. Not bad. Far better than Uber X. So although I was doing a bit of Uber when I got the Tesla, it was on Uber X, so I didn't really feel like doing Uber at all in the Tesla doing Uber X. So I stuck with a lot of different operators, chauffeur firms, Black Lane, doing some cab work as well. Trying to obviously maximize as much as I can and reduce down my work with Uber. But since 3 weeks now, 2 weeks now, I've been on Uber Exec, and like I said, it's a lot better than Uber X. And right now, I'm coming back from Birmingham. I had an airport job for Uber Exec from Heathrow to Birmingham. So yeah, it was a good payday. Really good payday compared to how much I'd normally get paid. Even with an operator, they don't pay that much if you do a long journey, So no, I am forever grateful. So guys, J&J, I am really grateful to you guys. I'm indebted to you guys now. I know they always hold me to it. Every time I see them, they're like, oh, you owe me a month's wages, or you owe me whatever. And I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. I will do anything to help them out, because at the end of the day, they help me out. And yeah, so concentrating on my website. So I'm concentrating on my business, trying to get my own private clientele up, so that I won't be so dependent on different operators and won't be dependent on Uber. I'll be be able to self-sustain myself as a private hire driver or chauffeur driver, as some may call it. So now, with regards to the company I work for, I mean, it's a damn shame, because at the end of the day, it was nice to drive the Tesla, but if you're not earning money, then if you're going to take home $1,500 a month, that's barely going to do anything. Especially for me, where I'm the only person working in the family. I've got children to support, bills to pay. And if taking home $1,500 a month is not really feasible, and now they've changed the script. So, and this is what I mean about you work for companies, and in the beginning they're all good. They'll say, oh, we look after the drivers, but really, do you really look after the drivers? No, you don't. You look after your own back. You look after yourself. Number one is to obviously put money in your pocket first, which understandable as a business. Yes, I do get that, but at the same time, try and make it fair for drivers. So the opening punchline of being fair for drivers, paying them a salary and giving them a holiday, paying them a salary, but what, peanuts? Working 15 hours a day and getting peanuts? No, it's not a what do you call it, being fair to drivers. That's just exploiting drivers. And now I've heard that they've turned their driver. I mean, they lost drivers. They lost 3 drivers in the space of 6 months. It was getting that bad. And and quite rightly so. And now they've changed the script. Suddenly the drivers have signed a contract, and then now suddenly they're turning around saying that now we want our drivers to be self-employed. Therefore, you have to look after your own tax and pay £400 rent, but you can only take jobs from them. So you're dependent on them to feed you the work. While you pay £400 a week for the Tesla, and they take a cut out of each job that you take. So I don't know how much that percentage will be or what it is, but I heard somewhere along the grapevine it's around 25%. So the fares are already cheap enough as it is. I mean, my goodness. I mean, from Reading to Heathrow, they're charging £48, including VAT, to go for a Tesla, an executive car, for £48. I mean, that's not too far off already from what the local cab companies are charging already. So, I mean, the whole £2 a mile thing is been blown out of the water now because of companies like this, which are clearly, charging low fares, exploiting drivers, coming across like, oh, we're all green and this, that, using sustainable energy. That's bollocks. Sorry, it's complete crap. So basically, the driver is paying for their high purchase on the car, for their HP on the car, and there's no way in hell that the car's monthly payments would cost that much, even including insurance. Because I know, because I pay just under £2,000 a month, under. But then again, having said that, I'm open to work anywhere as a self-employed contractor, so I could take jobs from Blacklane, I could take jobs from Uber, Bolt, all these other operators, London. I'm even part of Green Tomato Cars, which in fairness is not bad. Green Tomato Cars seem to be a bit more of an ethical operator. Yes, you don't quite see how much they charge the end user, the customer, but they give you the flat rate fare. But in fairness, they're quite good. If you're stuck somewhere in London, like for example, before I got the Uber Exec, I'll be stuck somewhere in London after a Blacklane job, and I'll just sign on to my Green Tomato app or call the controllers, and they'll sort me out with a job. So at least I'm not doing dead miles in London doing Uber Exec jobs, for £3.75, for the minimum fare. No, so it's been good. I'm very thankful again, to the decision I've made. I think is the right decision. I think that I'm now in control. I do work long hours sometimes, but that's part and parcel of the job. Sometimes you work long hours, sometimes you don't. So, but I don't do mad hours. Don't stay out on the road for 60 hours. If anything, I'll work hard Monday to Friday. I'll work hard, and then come the weekend, I could do a half day, or I could take a day off if I want to. But obviously, when it's busy, the thing about this trade is you got to work when it's busy. When it's busy, take it, because when it's quiet, it's dead, and everyone feels that. Obviously, I've got rent to pay in the car, or insurances, and all my other expenses. I've launched a limited company. Therefore, my accountant is now helping me out with regards to sorting out my taxes and so forth. So everything's all legit, everything's all, going in the right path. The aim now is to obviously hopefully get my own car where I'm not going to be paying a rental company, and so I can minimize and drop my outgoings, my monthly outgoings. So, and that's the aim, and hopefully this time next year I'll be in a different position, and a lot better position. Not saying that I'm not in a good position now, but in a better position, should I say. So also, funny enough, the gig guy, I bumped into him, he was crossing over from the Texaco on city roads, and obviously we instantaneously recognized each other, so we just looked at each other. He beeped, he wound his windows down and shouted, "When's the next video? Where's your video?" And I was like, I couldn't respond because I had a client at the back, which I thought was an Uber executive customer, but no, it was an Uber X. I didn't realize Uber pulled the fast one on me and just switched me over to Uber X for no reason. I didn't switch it over manually. I was doing Uber Exec runs, and suddenly I'm doing an Uber X run. But obviously I didn't look, because as soon as a request comes through, just press the button, accept it, because it's exec, so it's worth it regardless of how far it is or how long it's going to take. Because I'm in a Tesla, I don't have to worry about dead miles and burning diesel and all that other stuff that comes with the expenses running a private hire vehicle. So yeah, and yeah, oh my god, the customer is such a cheeky customer. I mean, here's the guy, here's my client at the back of the car talking about startup companies, how he's done all XYZ startup companies, and you know how many millions and millions that investment he's put in and so forth, and what the return he's getting. And I'm obviously overhearing these conversations, and I'm thinking to myself, and obviously before I found out it was an Uber X ride, I was thinking to myself, okay, yeah, fair enough, makes sense that he's got an Uber Exec car. But as soon as I finished the trip and I found out it was Uber X, I was like, what on earth? That is pathetic. To spend 45 minutes on a journey from West London to East London, and you know, and then having to seeing that fare on Uber X, I was like, oh my god, I just felt like slapping myself, thinking, why on earth did I not look? Well, it teaches me a lesson that, you know, before accepting a job, just look at what it is, regardless whether I know I've switched it to Uber Exec only. Check it, definitely check it, because you know Uber pull a fast one and put you on Uber X. Of course, you know they like that, to have an Uber X car, and there's loads of them, you know, out there. There's loads of drivers out there using E-classes and Audis and BMWs that are, you know, luxury cars, but they're running on Uber X and earning that £1.25 per mile plus congestion charge, of course. You know, there are loads out there. You know, I mean, just on onboarding for Uber Exec, there are loads of drivers in there. I mean, we're talking, you know, a good 50 odd drivers in there, and obviously they were running that for two weeks. So again, like I said, and I keep repeating it, I know, but I'm really thankful to J&J from Bracknell. You guys are legends. You guys are diamonds. So yeah, I mean, that's it really. That's all I've been doing really this past few months. Obviously that's the reason why I've kept myself quiet, but I thought I'd make this video just really to say thanks to J&J for what they've done for me and how they've helped me out. So, and yeah, so I will try to continue posting videos and you know, giving you guys updates on how I'm doing and how the business is going. And you know, if any of you are wondering how I'm doing this, you know, how am I taking on my own private clients without an operator's license? Well, you know, I've said it from the beginning. You know, I've been promoting it since day one, since I started. You know, Smartsy. You know, it's all about Smartsy. You know, they help. You know, they will help you out with regards to booking your private jobs. If you got a good exec car, then you can sign up to Blacklane with them. And now they're also starting to distribute jobs out on demand, well, not on demand, but pre-booked work. So you know, it's worth, you know, joining them. You know, it's not, they're no Uber, don't get me wrong. You know, like I always said, they're not an Uber where you're going to constantly be fed with jobs. But then again, their business model is totally different. It's all about building your own business, and that's what I'm doing. You know, that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years now, since I became a private hire driver, to build my business. And now it's on full throttle, should I say. I just need to get my marketing sorted out, and you know, because I don't have time, so I'm employing one of my relatives in the Philippines to sort that part out for me, so that he will control the social media part of things, so I can concentrate on what I do at this moment in time. Hopefully, get a car of my own, get some more drivers on board if the work starts picking up. You know, I work with a few trusted colleagues that cover work for me when I can't do it, and yeah. So far so good. It's been a brilliant run. I'm really thankful for you know, the decision I've made. Thank God always for the blessings. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm a you know, religious person, but you know, I do believe in the higher being, and I do believe in faith. You know, so yeah, but that's about it really, guys. If you've got any questions, I know, guys, I've been really lax with regards to responding to your questions, but I will do so. To the haters out there, hate all you want, because you know, you're hating and I'm saying I'm making money. As simple as that. Alright guys, I love you and leave you for now. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Check out my Instagram channels, all down below. This is your driver Frank. Peace.